white, and as long as God is white, we shall prevail over all other races.
Sorry, Professor. What was that you said?
God is white, and as long as God is white, we shall prevail over all other races.
Beg your pardon, Professor, but with all this confusion, would you mind repeating?
God is white, and as long as God is white, we shall prevail over all other races.
Ancient Khazarian, they're not going to teach you this in school. In school, they're going to teach you about the Holocaust. They're always going to teach you about what they went through. You know what I'm saying? How many people in them died, what they went through, but they don't teach you about the real Holocaust. So I'm going to show you historically how they became the Jews, how they became us. It's called identity theft, right? And this was set up amongst everybody in the world. Give me Psalms 83. Now look on this map right here, the water. This is Khazarian. Now this is where the so-called Jews are from. Remember when Hitler went to round up those so-called Jews, did he go to Israel?
No.
Right, why didn't he go to Israel if the real Jews are supposed to be always in Israel? Where did he go to get those so-called Jewish people?
Where did he go?
He went to Poland, he went to Ukraine, he went to Austria, he went to Germany.
Why?
Why? Because that's where they're from. They're Europeans.
Wasn't they scattered abroad?
No, they wasn't.
In the book of Acts, chapter 8.
Hold on, that's not talking about them. That's talking about us.
Well, check this out.
Hold on, I want to answer this question.
Okay,
first. I want to make sure this question gets answered. Then we're going to deal with it. So they're from Khazarian, which is South and Central Europe, Western Europe. Well, I mean Eastern Europe. So in the 8th century, those people were pagans, right? What they did was they worshiped all manner of gods. They tell you that they would eat lice. They used to live in the caves. That's why they're called Caucasian, because they're from the Caucasus Mountains in South Georgia, Russia. They came from the actual caves. And they converted to practicing the customs and the laws of the Bible in the 8th century. They made a massive conversion of everybody in that land and said, look, we're going to make everybody practice the laws of the Hebrews. What happened for them to do that? They were out of order. If you have a nation, everybody has their own morals and their own identity. The whole nation is going to be corrupt. And that's the same thing that Muhammad did. He got everybody to practice the laws of the Most High because these laws get you in order. It tells you about the economy, it tells you about financial things, it tells you about work, your diet, you understand how to think, how to treat your brother. So you want to use these laws to get your nation in order, and he adopted these laws. What he did was, he had a Muslim come up, and he had an Israelite come up, and they presented their so-called religion or their wisdom unto him, and he chose to go with the scriptures. So everybody in there was forced to be circumcised and practice the laws of the scriptures in the 8th century. And from that point on, the world has known nothing that's been a so-called Jews. And this was set up. And I'm going to show you something real quick before you make your point, brother. Psalms 83.
Psalms 83
and verse 3. 83 and 1.
Psalms 83 and verse 1.
Right?
Keep not thou silence, O God.
This is the second part of your answer. Keep not thou silence, O God. Go on.
Hold not thy peace,
right?
And be not still, O God.
Right?
For lo, thine enemies.
King David said, thine what?
Thine enemies.
So the Lord said, God has enemies on the earth. Right? Who are God's enemies? The other nations. The Lord said, thine enemies, go on.
Make a tumult.
Make a tumult. A tumult is a noisy gathering. They're getting an uproar. They're making a commotion. Go on.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
King David is saying, you have people on the earth, they're getting proud, they're causing a scene. They're making an uproar. Go on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They have taken what?
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
What does it mean to be crafty? Sneaky. So God is saying what? You have people on the earth, they're taking sneaky counsel against not just anybody, against thy people. So you have nations on the earth that come together and they plot on how to overthrow the children of Israel or how to keep them away from their real nationality. That's why you don't learn about this in school. That's why they whitewash the images. This was set up. That's why they try to put the Planned Parenthood in all of the so-called black communities next to a McDonald's. The images you see of your people on TV and in media is always a thug, homosexual, all an effeminate man. This is all set up, right? These are all things that are set up by everybody on the earth to keep the Israelites away from their God. And they switch your nationality every 10 years. Negro, and then you were a colored man in the 60s, then you were Afro-American in the 70s, then in 1986 they said, look, they waking up. Let's call them African-American, right? Let's tell them they African. You're not African. Africa's not a nationality. That's a continent, right? You have over 50 nations in Africa. Which one do you come from? You're gonna find out we don't come from no nation in Africa. We fled into Africa in 70 AD to escape the persecution of the Romans. when they came and besieged Jerusalem. And that's prophesied in the Bible. So we fled into Africa, and then the Africans rounded us up with the so-called white man and the Arabs, and they sent us on slave ships over here. And we know we're not African. We don't look the same. We don't do the same things. We're not the same people. And you have different things like the United Nations. Who represents the Israelites in the United Nations? The so-called white man. So your enemy speaks on the behalf of you. Is your enemy going to give you anything beneficial? No. He's going to tell you, look, we're going to put drugs in the community. We're going to put coke in the community. We're going to put marijuana in the community. Planned Parenthood. We're going to destroy them as a people. Their job is to break down the Israelites. So in the United Nations, you have every nation under the sun there except the Israelites. And they plot against the children of Israel. I'm not making this up. The Lord said they have taken crafty counsel against thy people. Bible prophecy foretelling what the nation do to us and how they keep us down. Go on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
Right.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
And what?
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
Right, that's why the Arabs had us in slavery. They made an allegiance with the Africans, and a so-called white man financed the lumber to build the slave ships, and the Chinese man had us on a Silk Road slave trade. It was a joint conspiracy from all nations to put the Israelites in captivity and keep them away from their nationality. Go on.
They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
What is they saying?
Come, let us cut them off from being a nation.
Their job is to say, look, we want to cut these people off from being a nation. We cannot let these people know that they're the Israelites. If they find out they're the Israelites, they're going to get back in power.
That's right.
You understand? They're going to know their real identity. They say the best slave is a slave that does not know he's a slave. So their job is to keep you in slavery through damn sports, through damn social media, through music, through money, through weed, through drugs, everything to destroy your mind through religion, philosophy, politics, right? All of that is a distraction to keep the Israelites away from their real nationality. This is a big dream you live in. This is a mirage. This is not reality, right? You're living in a nightmare, all right? But you got to wake up and come back to who you are. Go on.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's why our people don't know what the Israelites. That's why they teach you that you're African in school. Right, and they don't teach you about the real Holocaust. You always learn about the so-called Jewish man and their Holocaust. This is over 200 million Israelites being killed. And let alone that was coming over here, how much more when they actually docked on this land and they got killed? Dude, lynching, castration, rape, robbery, and murder. Go on.
For they have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee.
He said they're confederate against the Israelites. Read on.
The tabernacle of Edom.
Now he's going to tell you the people that are in this joint conspiracy against the Israelites. The tabernacle of who?
The tabernacles of Edom.
The Lord said the tabernacle of Edom. Who is Edom? Edom is the so-called white man according to the Bible. They're known as the Edomites, the descendants of Esau. Why are they named number one? Because they're the number one culprit. The tabernacles of Edom, go on.
And the Ishmaelites.
The Ishmaelites are who? Who comes from Ishmael? The so-called Arabs. Go on.
Of Moab.
Moab, who's the so-called Moabites? The so-called Chinese man. You're going to find out the Lord is going to name every people on the earth, and their job is to keep you away from who you are. Go on.
And our journeys.
Hagarenes, going, those are Africans.
And Gabal.
Gabal are other Africans.
And Ammon.
But even the Africans in it, and the Japanese in it, the Ammonites, go on.
And Amalek.
And who?
And Amalek.
Who's Amalek? Amalek is a so-called Jewish man. The Rothschilds, the Rockefellers, they actually own the money, they own the media, they own the textbooks. They come up with this. They make the movies with white Jesus. They know Jesus is a black man.
Right.
They even, in the Pope actually bows down to a black Christ and a black Mary in the Roman Catholic Church, but they want us to know that he's a so-called white man.
I seen that.
So that's why all of these churches are set up to keep you away from who you are. Because in these churches, they're not going to give you the truth.
What's not true?
These churches are set up by the so-called white man.
Right.
That's a straight fact. The religion Christianity is invented by the so-called white man.
So all white people and all the Chinese are trying to keep us from God or knowing who we are?
These regular so-called white people, they don't know what's going on.
Some of them do.
But the elite ones, the higher ones, they don't know.
Not all.
Yeah, they don't even know who they are.
What's the purpose of Christ coming to this earth?
Hold on, I'm gonna finish this verse.
You
got three questions. You got one, you got two before that.
But you ain't talking about.
Because I'm still answering this question. He said, how did this get like this?
Okay.
You got two questions before that. Go on.
The Philistines with inhabitants of Tyre.
Right? So that's showing you that all other nations got a joint conspiracy to keep the Israelites away from their real nationality. So we as a nation of people, we got to repent, wake up to who we are, and start keeping these laws and commandments in these last days. Commandments like what? The Lord gave us a dietary law, right? Not eat pork, don't eat shellfish, don't eat things with blood in it. The Lord gave us the Sabbath day, which is part of the 10 Commandments, which starts from Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. Not in Christianity where they teach you it's Sunday. Sunday is the first day of the week. The Lord said the Sabbath day is when? The 7th day of the week. Sunday is not the 7th day of the week, right? So you have to keep all of the commandments.
Isn't Jesus now the Sabbath?
Isn't what?
Jesus now the Sabbath? As the Bible said? The Bible said Jesus is now the Sabbath.
No, it don't say that.
Yes, it does. It's in the New Testament.
Show me the Bible.
I don't have my Bible with me, but it's in the New Testament.
Type it in on your phone.
Yeah, the verse on your phone.
Hey, yeah, you can look it up. So you understand that, brother? Does it make sense, though? All right, all praises. Brother, young man, you learned something? What'd you learn? What's your real nationality? You're an Israelite, according to the Bible. You're so-called American black. You're being Israelite from the tribe of Judah. We God's chosen people.
That's right.
Now, give me Deuteronomy 7:6 before you find what you find, brother. Okay. You got it? All right, let me get one more verse, brother. One more. For the young man, Deuteronomy 7:6.
It's Deuteronomy 7 verse 6. For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God.
No, we just a bunch of niggas and black men.
Thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God.
No, we just a bunch of thugs and monsters.
For thou art holy people unto the Lord thy God.
Go on.
The Lord thy God hath chosen thee to be a special people.
To be a what?
To be a special people.
To be a special people. You hear that, man? The Lord called us to be a special people. That's right. You know what?
Unto himself.
Read.
Above all people.
No, we the same as everybody.
Above all people.
No, we all equal.
Above all people.
No, we all one.
Above all people.
The Lord said the Israelites, the so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American man are what?
Above all people.
That are what?
That are upon the face of the earth.
Whoever's above on this earth, the Lord said we're better than them.
That's right.
The Israelites. On a spiritual level, mental, physical level, nobody can do the things that we do, and nobody has the God that we have.
That's right.
So God in the Bible, he's known as the God of the Israelites, right? He said, let my people go. He didn't say let all people go. You had many nations in captivity. You think the Egyptians only had the Israelites in captivity as that great empire? They had many people in captivity, but the Lord said, forget everybody else. Let my people go, man.
Right.
Moses, get my people out of Egypt that they may serve me. Right. Why did the Lord choose one people? He didn't choose everybody. Because the Lord has one special chosen people. He made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and their descendants to this day. The Israelites are us according to the Bible.
One special group, why? To restore back what happened with Adam and Eve in the garden, to restore back humanity.
Right.
In the book of, I think in the book of Matthew or John, it said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. God did not just choose one group of people.
All right, bro. You're Israelites.
He chose he chose a group of people. He chose a group of people to draw all nations back to the true and only God.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Now, people being our enemy is not people being our enemy. It's one spirit that's being our enemy.
What verse says that?
That's true. This in the Bible. It's in the Bible. So check this out. Do God, answer my question on this. Do God love all people?
No.
He don't?
No.
Show me that in the Bible.
Give me Romans 9:15.
Bring it out.
This way before you say we cover this thing.
Look at Romans chapter 9, verse 18.
Bring it out.
As it is written, Jacob have I loved.
What the Lord say?
Jacob have I loved.
The Lord loves us. You're Jacob, man. The Lord said, you are Jacob. You are Jacob. Look, brother, you Jacob. That's Israel, man.
You might be Jacob, but I'm not
I can
Jacob.
tell you Jacob.
My name's Dana.
You're an Israelite.
Go in front and read.
All right, you're an Israelite, brother.
Go in front and read.
But Esau have I hated.
But what?
But Esau have I hated.
God love everybody.
But Esau have I hated.
You know what word hate means? He said he hates Esau.
That's right.
Meaning of hate.
What does the word hate mean?
Look up,
Brother, what does the word hate mean?
Look up the original meaning.
Strong. What does the word hate mean?
Look up the original meaning. So that make our God an unfair God. That make him an unfair God. If he created all of us, why do he hate all of us?
I'm going to show you why.
No, that's not
Wait,
true.
you asked me the question. Now
That's
you
not
say,
true.
no, it's not true.
You skipped past my
Give me
question
Isaiah
for a whole hour.
Look, you just asked me a question.
Wake him up, brother. Wake him up. Wake him up.
Isaiah 40:17. Somebody get the shotgun now.
Look at
Isaiah 40:17. 40:15. Somebody get the shotgun.
Look at Isaiah chapter 40, verse 15.
Shotgun in the street.
Behold, the nations are as a drop of a bucket.
The Lord said what?
The nations are as a drop of a bucket.
The Lord said everybody that's not an Israelite, they're like a drop out of a bucket. If you got a big bucket of water, you spill a drop. Do you stop and go try to scoop up that drop?
So where do
you don't care about that drop.
So where do everybody come from?
And are counted.
I'm gonna show you. Go on.
And are counted as the small drops of the balance.
The Lord said on a scale, those nations are like Guffy. It's not there no more. They don't need it.
So why in the book of Acts? Why in the book of Acts? It said that we all come from one blood. In the book of Acts, it said we all come from one blood.
You don't want your question.
You're not even fully black.
You don't want your question.
You mix.
I know I'm not black. I got
okay then.
Go on.
Behold, he taketh up the isles as a very little thing.
Go on.
Yeah, jump. All nations before him are as nothing.
What did the Lord say?
All nations before him are as nothing.
The Lord said, if you're not an Israelite, you're what?
Nothing.
The Lord said you nothing.
That's right.
So how can the Lord love everybody? He said all nations. If you lined them up before me, they're nothing.
Come from one
and they are counted to him less than nothing.
They're what?
They are counted to him less than nothing.
What is less than nothing?
Not a damn thing.
Nothing.
And vanity.
And what?
And vanity.
Vanity mean they don't matter.
That's right.
Give me 2nd Esdras 6:54.
Bring it out.
There you go. Bring it out.
The book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 6,
Listen
verse
up.
54. And after these, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures,
Right.
of him come we all.
That's to answer your question. We all come out of Adam, right? Everybody, no matter what you look like, blue, black, brown, tall, short, all people come out of Adam, right?
And,
Hold on, does everybody agree we all come out of Adam? Everybody agree? All right, go on.
and the people also who thou hast chosen.
And the chosen people come out of Adam. Who are the chosen people?
All people come from one blood.
Who are the chosen people?
The Jews.
All right, so the Jews, the Israelites, they come out of Adam too. Go on.
Right.
All this have I spoken before thee, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sake.
So this whole planet was made for the Israelites' sake. It was made for you, brother.
So
go
check
on.
this out.
Hold on, let the verse finish. One more.
Go ahead.
And as for the other people,
As for who?
the other people,
Who?
the other people,
The other people are the people not on this side, non-Israelites. That's for the white man, the Chinese man, the Japanese man, the Arab man. That's for the other people. Hold on.
which also come of
They
Adam,
come from Adam too.
thou hast said
God has said
that they are nothing.
that they are what?
They are nothing.
They are what?
They are nothing.
The Lord said they are nothing, but be what?
But be like unto
The
spittle.
Lord said they're like spit.
That's right.
It has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Go on.
And now, O Lord, because these heathens,
These what?
These
He's
heathens,
the white man.
these
He's the
heathens,
Chinese man.
These
He's
heathens.
the African man.
These heathens.
These heathen. Go on.
which have ever been reputed as
Have
nothing,
always had the reputation for being nothing. Go on.
have begun to be lords over us and to devour
Now
us.
the Lord's over you and devouring you because they killing you with they don't get no crime.
That's right.
Understand? They shoot you in the streets and they don't get nothing happening to you.
Right.
So now the Lord's over you. They all in your community. You have to know for everything. You don't own nothing in your community. Those people that are nothing, now their Lord's over you and devouring you.
Go to John 3:16.
Let's go to John 3:16. Bring it out.
And keep the other book
Give me
closed.
John 17:9. John chapter 17.
No, don't go to John
Don't go to the Bible.
3:16. Go to John 3:16.
And then we're going to precept. The Lord said precept must be upon precept.
John chapter 3, verse 14.
Bring it out.
16.
I'm going to get to 16.
I said John 3:16.
Yeah, we're going to get it.
For God so loved the world,
Hold on, read again for him.
for God so loved the world,
Somebody get Hebrews.
that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life.
Right, it said God so loved the world. Hold on, before I shake your hand, read that.
God bless you.
John 17:9.
Book of John, chapter 17, verse 9.
It said God so loved the world. Now check this out, bro.
I pray for them.
The Lord said, I pray for them.
I pray not for the world.
I thought he so loved the world.
I pray not for the
How
world.
come you don't pray for the world that you love? What does that mean? Fountain.
For God so loved the world that he gave his
Hold
only
on, he just
begotten
said he
Son.
prayed not for the world.
I
So
He
pray
gave
for
all of us a
them.
will,
I
right?
pray not for
Why
the
did he pray
world.
Gave
for
all
them?
of us a will,
He
right?
could pray for anybody.
So
How
what
come
did
he
he
didn't pray
say
for
in
the world?
John 3:16?
How come he didn't pray for the world?
Read John 3:16 again.
You got to understand John 3:16.
I understand John. Read John 3:16.
Who's talking to John 3:16?
Read John 3:16.
Who's talking? Who's having a conversation in John 3?
Read John 3:16 again.
Who's having a conversation in John 3?
Read John 3:16
If you
again.
don't know, just say you don't know.
Read John 3:16 again.
So John, the 3rd chapter, is a conversation between saved Jesus Christ and Nicodemus.
But that's
two Israelites talking about the nation of Israel.
Jesus came to the Israelites. We agree, right?
Right.
He came to the Israelites.
He only came to the Israelites.
Only came to the Israelites, but that's not where it ended.
First, John chapter 1.
Or is that where it ended?
John chapter 1.
Hold on. Is that where it ended? He came to the Israelites and that's
John
it?
chapter 1.
Or was there more after that?
Can I show you out the Bible?
You can tell me out the Bible.
Go read it.
know his words,
Because he came to the Israelites.
Give me
I know the word.
Matthew 2 and 6. Get Matthew 1 and 21.
The book of Matthew, chapter 1 and verse 21.
Right? Go on.
And she shall bring forth a son,
Mary shall have a son, right?
and thou shalt call his name Jesus.
Right.
For he shall save his
He
people.
shall save all people.
His people.
Everybody on the earth.
His people.
He shall save who?
His people.
He shall save his people for what?
From their sins.
For what?
From their
This
sins.
whole Bible was nothing but for the Israelites.
That's
man.
right.
Okay, listen to this
Hold
thing.
on, let me get one more. Read
John
this.
3:16.
Look at Matthew chapter 2, verse 6. And thou, Bethlehem, in the land of Judah, are not the least among the princes of Judah.
Right?
For out of these shall come a governor that shall rule my people.
My what?
My people.
My what?
My people.
My people.
Israel.
Everybody.
Israel.
Israel.
Just make sure we gotta
That's
understand
right.
this.
He came to save his
Wait a
people
minute.
from their sins.
Let me just make sure.
Everyone.
Let me just make sure we got to understand
Christ come to redeem man from their
One
sins.
more. Can I get one more? First Peter 4.
Yes.
One more. I'm gonna let you talk. I'm gonna give you the floor. But y'all to understand. All right.
So check this out.
I'm gonna bust a rock.
You gotta tell him this.
I'm gonna tell y'all.
Peter, chapter 4, verse 11.
Right?
Any man speak.
If what?
If any man speak.
If what?
If any man speak.
If any man speak out of the Bible, go on.
Let him speak as the oracles of God.
Speak on your own opinion.
Speak as the oracles of
You have
God.
to come out of the Bible to prove what you're saying.
Right.
You can't just do this. We reading out of the Bible. So why would I believe y'all?
No, wait.
You're not letting nobody talk. John chapter 1
Thank you, my
says,
brother, because he's not.
There you go. Bring it. Bring it.
Read it.
Hold on, read it. We wait for you to find a verse.
Okay, wait for him. I just want to come to an understanding.
All
Jesus only came for his people and that's it.
That's it.
So he didn't save nobody else outside of his people. He didn't do anything for anybody else outside
He
of his
did
people.
things for them.
He did for them. What did he do?
But he
Show
didn't give
me-
them
wait.
salvation.
Show me out of the Bible that salvation is not for anybody else.
I just showed you.
John chapter 4, verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews.
Is of who?
Is of the
It's
Jews.
of everybody.
Is of the Jews.
Keep reading. No, keep reading it.
We'll keep reading.
But the hour cometh,
Hold on, the hour coming.
and now is,
Right.
when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth.
Wait a minute. True worshipers. Keep going. Keep reading
worshipers are the
it. Keep going
Israelites.
down. Keep going
Go
down.
on.
In spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh such to worship him.
Right.
The Most High is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and truth.
Keep going. Keep
What's
reading.
the truth?
Keep reading.
What's the truth?
The woman said,
Bible. Keep reading. Keep reading.
They want to answer the
brother.
question. They want to answer what the truth is. What does it mean to worship the Lord in spirit?
Christ
and
is
in
the
truth?
truth.
Right, so
Okay, we're right. You said right. We agree. Keep reading, brother. Keep reading.
The truth is the Lord.
Keep reading. We disagree.
You want to
Christ
read
is the
or you
truth.
want him to keep going?
Christ is
Which
the
one?
truth. Keep going,
All right.
and I'm gonna tell
Let's keep
you.
reading.
Psalms
want
chapter
that?
119.
Which book?
No, I'm going back to it. Let me get the truth.
Nobody asked you to switch
Hold on, this
books.
is edification for everybody.
I
First
know,
off.
so keep reading.
I got you. So let's get the understanding.
Switch books over,
Psalms
brother.
chapter 119, verse 142. Thy righteous, come on, man, you interrupting the Bible. Thy righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and thy law is the truth.
What is the truth?
The law is the
What is
truth.
the truth?
Thy law is the
If
truth.
you worship
Christ
the
the
Lord
law.
in spirit and
Yeah, we
in truth,
agree.
that's right.
Christ is the truth.
The Israelites
Wait a minute. We
the
agree
Lord.
Christ is the
Y'all
truth.
people that have the Holy Spirit.
You know, I don't know
Law
this
is
lady.
for
Hold on, we
sinners.
agree Christ is the truth.
Right.
We agreed on that.
Right.
Christ is the law?
Christ is a walking
Wait a
embodiment
minute.
of the law.
Okay, so it's
He's the
fulfilled in
word.
Christ?
He's the word.
Is the law fulfilled in Christ?
No.
The Bible doesn't say he fulfilled the law.
Let's read it. Let's read Matthew 5 and 17. We'll show you what he came to fulfill.
And now I can find you the verse, brother.
So,
I know y'all got verses.
can
But
you-
I'm asking
can I
yes or no
commit
question.
adultery?
Does the Bible
I
say
commit
that,
adultery?
that Christ fulfilled the law?
Can I commit adultery?
But that doesn't mean, that's not what fulfill
I'm
means.
just asking.
Fulfill doesn't mean I can go and break
He
what
didn't come to
Christ
fulfill the law. I'm
commands.
going to show you what he did.
That's what it means.
Matthew chapter 5, verse 17.
So to ask me, can you commit adultery because Christ is the law is a false
What did he
question.
come to
It's
fulfill?
a tricky
What did he
question.
come to fulfill?
He fulfilled the law.
5 verse 17. Think not that I come to destroy the law.
I come to?
Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy, but to fulfill. But to fulfill. But to fulfill.
Let's see what he came to
That's what I said.
Let's see what he came to fulfill.
Fulfilled the law. Wait a minute.
No, let's see.
You said Christ is the
He
truth.
came to fulfill.
You said Christ is the truth.
Let's see what he came to
Is Christ the
fulfill.
truth?
He said, I came to fulfill, right?
Can somebody
Let's see
pull
what
down the
Lord came to
Bible?
fulfill.
Chapter 20.
Hold on.
Christ is the truth.
Y'all have read out the Bible all day.
Is Christ is the
John
truth?
chapter 1, verse 12 and 13.
Chapter 24, verse 44.
The Lord said, I came to fulfill. What did he come
I
to fulfill?
said that. You're not arguing with me.
No, you're saying he came to fulfill the law. Let's see what he came to actually fulfill.
But he just read it.
No,
Your brother Luke read it. Chapter 24, verse 44. And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled. All things must be fulfilled.
All things
we were talking about, which were written in the law of Moses, you were talking about, and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me.
You don't want to hear the
Read
verse.
this again. We're going to go back.
He's disrespecting the word.
We're going to go back.
Yeah,
Read
you don't
it.
want to understand it. Read it up.
Verse 44.
Let me get the understanding. The Lord said he came to fulfill. He gonna call.
He came to fulfill
the
the
Lord
law.
said he came to fulfill. Let's see what he came to.
And he said unto them, these are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets and in the Psalms concerning me.
What does that mean?
I never said
What does that mean? What does that mean?
My question is this.
Can you break that verse down?
That he came to
Can you break
fulfill
that
the law.
down? Can you explain that? Can you explain that, yes or no?
Yes, but go read this. Let me make sure I'm speaking to him. Because you're not talking to me anymore. You're not talking to me anymore.
Nobody gonna make me believe. I don't care if you
Luke chapter 24,
whatever, you're not gonna make me believe.
chapter 24, verse 44.
I already know what I believe.
And he said unto
Nobody.
them,
I don't care what
these
religion
are the
you
words
is.
which I spake unto you while I was yet with you,
I don't disrespect
that
no
all
religion,
things must
nothing
be
like that, but-
fulfilled, which were written in the law of Moses and in the prophets
And I got an order.
and in the Psalms concerning me.
Yes. Everything that first of all, the entire book, the Bible is about Christ. The entire Bible. That Christ is the word of God.
That's right.
You know that, right?
Right, explain
John
that.
So when he says everything that the prophets spoke, they spoke by the Spirit of God, by the spiritual influence of
What did he
God.
come to fulfill?
He came to fulfill everything that he did, dying
So
on
where
the
did he
cross.
say he came to fulfill the law? What did he say he came to fulfill the law?
He read it.
Just read it.
No, we just read what he came to fulfill, the things written in the Psalms.
He just read it.
He did not come to
It's not that deep.
Wait.
You don't understand.
Wait a minute. The things that
Yeah, I understand, man.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 17.
No, we're
Think
not.
not that I come to destroy the law.
Why would I listen to a man not reading out the Bible? You're not even talking to me, bro.
I never said
Think not that I come to destroy the law.
You can't destroy and fulfill at the same time.
No, let him He's just
the scripture.
read. Just read.
Think not that I come to destroy the law or the prophets. I come not to destroy but to fulfill. For verily, hold on, damn it. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Till all be
What do you mean
fulfilled.
till all be fulfilled?
Until he said he fulfilled me.
What?
Till his fulfillment. Hold on. No, read it. No, listen to him. Hold on. Listen to him.
They don't know what's going on.
I'm a student.
Okay.
Matthew.
Listen to me. I'm gonna say.
Matthew chapter 5 verse 17.
Break it down.
Think, you go to 18? For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass,
The heaven and the earth is still here.
one jot or one
The
tittle
least thing out of the law.
shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled. Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them,
Whosoever does the commandments and teaches them, y'all keep the commandments.
Let him
Y'all keep the commandments.
Let him finish reading. Do you keep the commandments?
Where's your friend is at? That's a
Do you
commandment.
keep the commandments?
where's your beard?
Where's your beard at? Today's the Sabbath day. You bought Johnny Rock.
Do you keep
But you
the
keep the
commandments?
commandments. You don't understand the commandments.
Do you
I don't understand it.
Whosoever shall do them and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven.
That's right. It's impossible to keep the commandments. Right. Y'all gonna be called least.
That's right. That's right.
I'm an Israelite. That's why y'all don't have no understanding.
I'm an Israelite.
I thought we were just don't have understanding.
But I'm an Israelite.
It don't matter if you don't have understanding.
Also, it don't matter that I'm an Israelite. Show me the Bible and say it don't matter that I'm an Israelite.
The Lord says in Romans 9 chapter, all of Israel is not Israel.
Right.
So who's
our sins? The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, right? A good understanding.
What?
A good understanding.
What?
A good understanding.
Get a good understanding of this book.
Have all they
that do his commandments.
That do what they want to do.
That do his commandments.
That break the Sabbath day.
That do his
That
commandments.
don't have a beard on his face.
That do his
That don't
commandments.
have the fridges on.
That do his commandments.
cut them out. His praise endures
So y'all don't
forever.
have no understanding, man.
That's right.
Matthew 22 and 29. Give me Sirach chapter 21st and 11th verse. That's why your understanding's all over the place, man. The Lord came to do away with the sacrificial law and punishments by death.
That's right.
Okay.
I know all of what you're saying.
Matthew 5:17.
You have ceremonial
I'm
laws.
speaking the word of God. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it. I can read it. I'm gonna read Matthew 5:17.
Let him read.
We just read that.
No, let him
Matthew
read.
chapter 22, verse 49.
Bring it out.
Yahweh shall answer and say unto them,
But to
ye
fulfill
do err,
What did he say?
ye do
What
err,
the Lord say?
Ye do err.
You do err.
not knowing the scriptures.
What?
Not knowing the scriptures.
What?
Not knowing the
You don't
scriptures.
know it.
You gotta know the Bible.
So you err. You don't know the scripture.
That's a lot of scripture.
You don't have the
That's why
understanding.
you don't converse with me.
You don't have the understanding.
Are you a Berean?
You don't have the
Are you a
understanding.
Berean?
You don't have the
Are you a
understanding.
Berean?
Come on now, I'm an Israelite. I'm an Israelite.
Ecclesiastes, baby.
Where's Berea? Where's it at?
You just said I was
Like you're in the whole Israel land, right?
No.
Rome. Israel, Rome.
Berea is in Greece. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Are you like
Berea? But you don't know where it's at, bro.
Right there. Are you like that?
Come on, Berea's right there. My passport like in Macedonia, man. Jake don't know
Not for history. Hey man, just give me not who when I come to abolish the law.
Proverbs
I don't know nothing, B.
You don't even know.
So talk to me, brother. Out the scriptures. That's why you keep turning to them. That's why you keep turning to them. So I got the Bible right here.
Understand it.
You don't understand it.
How do you get a good understanding of the Bible?
I pray to God.
We just read.
I pray to God.
Show me the Bible says pray to God and get a good understanding.
I'll show you.
And give me some right 21 and 11.
Ecclesiastes chapter 21 and verse 11. He that keepeth the law of the Lord, getting the understanding thereof.
Get it. Read it again.
He that keepeth the law of the Lord, getteth the. He that keepeth the law of the Lord, getteth the understanding thereof.
So if you,
He should ask God.
he said if you keep the law,
Let him finish talking, bro. Who gives generously without fault, and it will be given to you.
Let him finish talking,
You
man.
know in the word
So
of
if you
God,
ask
brother.
God, hold on, you pray to God?
Word of
You pray to God?
Yes, I do pray to God. Bring it up.
That's what Israelites that keep the commandments, then the Lord gives them wisdom.
Look at Proverbs chapter
I just
28.
read you in the Bible. James 1:5.
I'm going to show you.
I showed you something. I showed you something, brother.
Can I show you
Are
something?
you looking at what I'm showing you?
You just said
James
1:5.
1:5.
Right.
I'm sure. No, I just said
this
James
guy-
1:5.
this guy hear
That's
your
what I
prayers?
said.
This guy hear your prayers?
I said James 1:5.
This guy hear your prayers.
This guy
If
hear
you
my
pray and
prayers.
ask for wisdom, is God going to hear you?
Yes.
Did you buy that today?
No.
Where'd you buy it?
I didn't buy this at all.
Where your friend is at?
Why are you changing the question? Talk about the lemonade, man.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
James 1:5.
I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you.
He that turneth away his ear from hearing the law.
He that what?
Turneth away his ear from hearing the
You don't
law.
want to listen. Brother, God said you got to keep the laws, but you're not keeping the
You're
commandments.
not even answering my question. You can't talk to me if you're not. If
You're
I'm
not
speaking
listening.
James
You're not
1:5.
listening.
No, you're not
You're too
listening.
busy
You
talking.
spoke and I gave you the scripture.
And I'm giving you another scripture.
I don't need another
You
scripture. You got to speak to this scripture.
The Lord said, let
gotta speak to this
debate like
scripture.
cause.
Yes, let's debate like cause.
You spoke.
So,
Let me
if
speak.
I speak, you got to respond to what I'm
I am
saying.
responding. Right now, do a Bible verse. You gotta listen.
Look at
I'm gonna
Proverbs
speak out of my own words.
chapter 28, verse
No,
1.
I ask you to speak out your own words.
Can I respond? Can I respond?
Read it, read it.
He that turneth his ear away from hearing the law, he that turneth away his ear from hearing the law, even his prayer shall be an abomination.
So if you turn your ear away from hearing the law, you're cursing the abomination.
That's
You're
right.
not keeping the law, so the Lord is not hearing you. That's when you have no wisdom.
Do you keep the laws perfectly?
Come on now, man.
Ecclesiastes chapter 1 verse 26. Listen.
Too many hold on.
If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments. If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments.
If thou desire wisdom, keep the commandments. You don't have no wisdom, you're not keeping the commandments. That's when you're all over the place calling the name of the Lord.
No, I'm not all over the place. You just not responding. You keep every commandment. Brother, before God, you keep every commandment. So you don't keep every commandment. You break commandments? The Bible said if you break one commandment, how many did you break?
Right, but what did the Lord say? Hold on, listen. What did the Lord say?
What am I right about?
Give me Matthew 5.
What am I right about?
Give me Matthew 5.
What am I right about, brother? If you broke one law, how many did you break?
I'm going to show you the people. All of them.
Tell the people. If you broke one law, brother, how many laws did you break?
Does that mean we have to keep the commandments?
I didn't say that.
Are you keeping the commandments?
Yes.
What commandments are you keeping?
I don't commit adultery.
What else?
What else? I mean, you want me to name all 100 and whatever? No, brother.
What is whatever in the Ten Commandments? Come on. What is the Ten Commandments?
Which commandment did you break?
Ten Commandments.
Look at Matthew chapter 5, verse 48.
Read that.
Be what? Be ye therefore perfect.
What the Lord say?
Be ye therefore perfect.
Be ye therefore perfect. Read on.
Even as your Father which is in heaven.
Are you perfect?
Be perfect, meaning strive for perfection.
Yes, strive for perfection. So when you speak to people, you gotta explain to people it's the progress.
Brother, but you're not making no progress.
I don't understand.
When's the Sabbath day, brother?
But I don't understand.
When's the Sabbath?
Man, you read all into
When is the
that.
Sabbath?
We're talking about
When is the Sabbath?
Brother, that's not what we're
When is
talking
the
about.
Sabbath day?
You're changing the question.
Answer the
That's
question.
an argument valid.
Bible never mentioned any day and I said
When is the Sabbath? When is the Sabbath?
That is your Sabbath. You never tell us it is a Saturday.
Which commandment did you break? You know what your answer is? The answer is all of it. You broke the Sabbath. You broke the Sabbath. If you break
First Peter, chapter 3. First Peter, chapter 3, verse 14.
You break them all, brother.
Read
If I get a
that,
heart attack,
But, and if you suffer for righteousness' sake,
right?
that's the bottom line. That's the
First
bottom line.
chapter, First Peter, chapter 3, verse 15. But sanctify the Lord God in your hearts, and be ready always to give an answer to every man. Be ready always to give an answer to every man that asks you a reason.
So the Lord said, cast the beam out of your eye before you make the judgment. We making the judgment because we keep the Sabbath day, so we judge. We not all of the law. We can make that judgment.
You keep all of the law. Yes and no,
Give me
brother.
the 7th chapter.
You won't answer. See, you scared.
Can you execute
You scared.
judgment? Can you execute judgment?
I'm not
Can
trying
you judge
to.
according to the
I'm
law?
not trying to.
Can you judge according to the law?
I'm not trying to
Can you
execute
judge
judgment.
according to the law? Bring it up.
Brother, according to the law, how many commandments did you break?
Bring it up.
Look at
According to the law.
chapter 2.
God. How many commandments did you break?
And hereby we
Brother, you
do
broke the
know
law.
that we know him.
This is how you know that you know God. Go on.
If we keep his commandments.
If we what?
If we keep his commandments.
If we what?
If we keep his commandments.
Read.
Do you keep all
He
of them?
that saith I know him.
Did it say keep all the commandments?
He that
You just
if we
said
keep
it
his
earlier.
You
commandments.
just said that earlier. And I'm going to show you in the Bible.
Say that.
He that saith I know him
Right.
and keepeth not his commandments is a liar.
Is it what?
Is a liar.
Is it what?
Is a liar.
Is a liar. And what?
And the truth is not in
So
him.
we know, brother, we judging you because we looking at
That's
you.
right.
This is Iraq 1929.
Christ said, if you believe,
Iraq chapter
James
1929.
2:10.
Give me some
For
Iraq chapter
whoever
1929.
keeps the whole law and yet stumble at just one point is
right.
guilty of breaking all
everyone
of it.
again.
Right, and that's how
You broke all of the
What is
law.
grace? What is
You
grace?
broke all of it. Christ,
what is grace?
thank you.
What is
And that's, now let's get back to Christ,
What is
which is what I was
grace?
talking about.
What is grace?
Let's get back to Christ.
Just answer the
Christ,
question, brother.
Brother, you ain't answered
Listen
one
to him,
question
man.
yet.
Yeah,
You need to let me
listen to him,
teach you,
man.
brother. You need to let me teach you. Brother, yeah, I know you're going to agree with him. But listen, we already agree you broke every commandment. You see, if you speak truth, I can stand before God and say, God, yes, I sinned before you, God. I sinned before you, God. How many of you go to God and say, God, I've sinned before you? This is the Bible, brother. I read it out the Bible. Bible.
What the Lord say?
Bible.
Man may be known by his
A
look.
man may be known by
I ain't
his
saying
look.
nothing about look. I'm talking about the scriptures, brother.
This is the scripture.
By his
I'm
countenance.
not talking about the scriptures. You told me if I don't keep the commandments, I'm not of God. You told me you broke the commandment, and the Bible says you broke the law.
So you're tired with coming
You and I in the same
show that
spot,
you're not keeping the laws and commandments.
You and I in the same
Get
spot.
Revelation 22.
Revelation chapter 22.
Because you're not keeping the commandments. But we're not going to salute you, man. We're not going to salute you. Blaspheme the name of the Lord.
I broke all the commandments, and I pray to God.
Revelation chapter 22.
You have
verse 14.
I humble myself to God. Do you?
Blessed are they that do His commandments.
The Lord say,
Blessed are they that do His commandments. That do His commandments.
That do what you want to do.
That do His commandments.
No, that do your own will.
That do His commandments.
Blessed are they that do His commandments.
That they may have right to the tree of life.
And may what?
And may enter through the gates into the city. For without.
For what?
For without.
For what?
For without.
What is he?
For without.
For without is what?
Our dogs.
Our what?
Our dogs.
Our what?
Our dogs.
Dogs, man, read.
And sorcerers.
Read.
And whoremongers.
Read.
And murderers.
Go on.
And idolaters.
Read.
And whosoever loveth and maketh for
So
lies.
that brother loves and makes lies, so we're not going to give me Judges 5 and 11. Judges chapter 5 and 11, and give me Ephesians chapter 2 and 8. So brothers want to make an excuse to sin because they don't want to keep the commandments. Give me Romans 6 and 1 too. Give me that. Let me get Judges 5 and 11.
Because Judges chapter 5, verse 11.
Go on.
They that are delivered from the noise of archers
Right.
in the places of drawing water,
Right.
there shall they rehearse the righteous act.
There they shall what?
Rehearse the righteous act.
The Lord said the Israelites are going to rehearse their righteous acts. What does that mean? It's going to be a progress. You're not going to get things perfect because you're in a fleshly body. That's why you need the Lord to come for you, but that's not an excuse for you to willfully sin. Like that brother said. Give me Matthew chapter 7 and 1 and bring that up. Ephesians 2 and 8.
Ephesians chapter 2 verse 8.
Right?
For by grace are ye saved.
For by grace you are saved. So under grace, you still got to keep the commandments. You got to rehearse the righteous acts. You got to build up your faith and do it to the end. You can't be out here profaning the Sabbath, buying and selling, and living in sin, and then telling us we going off. We saved by grace, and we rehearse the righteous acts by keeping the commandments.
Therefore, if we willfully sin.
Right. That's if you willfully sin. Right. Read it again from the top.
For by grace are ye saved through faith.
Through faith. Read.
And not of yourselves.
Go on.
It is a gift of the Most High.
It is a what?
A gift of the Most High.
Go on.
Not of works, lest any man should boast.
We acknowledge that we under grace, and through the grace of the Most High, we rehearse the righteous acts and repent daily and keep the commandments. But this man is saying that you can live willfully in sin. He's saying the Lord fulfilled the law. That means you can do what you want to do. Give me Romans 6 and 1. That's not according to the
Romans chapter 6, verse 1.
Bring it out.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue in sin that grace may abound?
Right?
God forbid.
The Lord say,
God forbid.
The Lord said, God forbid. Just because you're under grace don't mean you can continue to be in sin.
Right.
The Lord got me. The Lord said, if you sin willfully, right? In Hebrews 10 and 26, there remaineth no more sacrifice for your sins. That's documented all throughout the Bible, man. You think Peter and Paul was out there willfully sinning just because the Lord died for them? That don't make no damn sense. Read it again from the top.
Romans chapter 6, verse 1.
Go on.
What shall we say then? Shall we continue to live in sin that grace may abound? God forbid.
Read.
How shall we then, or dead to sin, live any longer therein?
Now jump to 15.
Verse 15.
Romans 6 and 15.
6 and verse 15. What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace?
Wait, can you continue to live in sin just because you're not under the entire law, but you're under grace? What did the Lord say?
God
What did
forbid!
the Lord say?
God forbid!
That means you can't eat pork. That means you can't be out here breaking the Sabbath.
That's
that means you
right.
gotta have a beard on your face. That means you gotta have fritters on the border of your garment. That's what that means right there, man. So you can't come against us because we judging you according to the law.
Right.
Bring it up.
Look at Sirach, chapter 42, verse 8.
Right?
Be not ashamed to inform the
The
unwise
Lord said, don't be, he's unwise. But we're not ashamed to inform him. Go on.
and foolish, and the extreme age that contended with those that are young.
Right, contending with us because we young. Go on.
Thus shalt thou be truly learned and approved of all men living.
That's right. Now bring it up.
This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 32 and verse 17.
Bring it out.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
Read that again.
A sinful man will not be reproved.
What the Lord say about him?
A sinful man will not be
A
reproved.
sinful man will not be reproved, but what?
But findeth an excuse.
But what?
But findeth an excuse.
But what?
But findeth an excuse.
But you find an excuse according to what?
According to his will.
That's it, according to his will, man. You coming up with all these different precepts that don't even add up. Don't have no Bible.
Verse 24. He that believeth in the Lord taketh heed to the commandments, and he that trusteth in him shall fare never the worse.
So if you believe in the Lord, you're going to take heed and actually apply and keep the commandments. That's all, man. Bring that up.
Look at Proverbs chapter 15, verse 10.
Right?
Correction is grievous unto him that forsaketh the way.
Right?
And he that hateth reproof shall die.
You're going to die, man. The Lord said, he that hateth reproof shall die. Now go to Proverbs 29 and 1. And go to 1 Samuel 15 and 23. Right? So brothers don't understand the scriptures, man. That's that Christianity infusing, calling on the name of the Lord. You have no understanding, man. You mixing, right? You mixing old wine and new wine, man. You mixing old fabrics and new fabrics, man. Call on the name of the Lord, but you profane the Sabbath day. You take the name of the Lord in vain. The Lord said that my name is blasphemed through you, man. Bring that up real quick.
Look at Proverbs chapter 29, verse 1.
Right?
He that bear often reproved, hardeneth his neck.
And that's Israel. They was hardening their neck, man. What's going to happen to them?
Shall suddenly be destroyed.
Shall what?
Shall suddenly be
He
destroyed.
shall be what?
Shall suddenly be
He's
destroyed.
talking about getting a king, he's going to be suddenly be destroyed, read.
And that without remedy.
Meaning no mercy, man. All right. Let me get that one. I call it one more. 1 Samuel 15 and 23.
1 Samuel chapter 15 verse 23.
Go on.
For rebellion is at the sin of
They're
witchcraft,
practicing witchcraft right now, man. Because they've been rebellious. Go on.
and stubbornness as iniquity and idolatry.
Go on.
Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he hath also rejected thee from being a king.
So the Lord rejected them for being kings, man, because they reject the word of the Lord. What y'all got?
You can be crying out, Lord, Lord, on the day of judgment.
Oh yeah, bring it out, man. Bring it out.
Precept.
Somebody get Luke 6 and 46. Whatever you got, bring it up.
Sirach, chapter 15, verse 20. He had commanded no man to do wickedly.
He had what?
He had commanded no man to do wickedly.
He commanded no man to do wickedly.
Neither have he given any man license to sin.
Right? You don't have a license to sin just because the Lord died for you. The Lord doesn't say I died for you, so now you can do what you want to do. They don't understand why the Lord came on the scene, man. The Lord came to do away with the sacrificial law because he's the ultimate sacrifice. And with his blood comes grace and redemption, and now you can repent from your sin and apply the laws and keep them and build up your faith. He didn't come and die so you continue to be an adulterer and live in wickedness, man, and profane the Sabbath day. Bring it up.
Look at Matthew chapter 7, verse 21.
Right?
Not everyone that saith unto me, Lord, Lord, shall enter into the kingdom
He called
of heaven.
upon the name of the Lord. Just because you call on the name of the Lord, don't mean you're going to enter into the kingdom. Go on.
But he that doeth the will of my Father, which is in heaven.
Right, the will of the Father is keeping the law, man. Having the faith. Doing what the Most High told you to do. Go on.
Many will say to me in that day, Lord, Lord, have we not prophesied in thy name?
Right, I've been to church, you understand? I've been to Bible study. I've been prophesying in your name. I've been out handing out pamphlets and flyers. You're going to say that in that day. Go on.
And in thy name have cast out devils.
Right.
And in thy name done many wonderful works.
Go on.
And then I will prophesy unto them, I never knew you.
What the Lord going to say?
I never knew you.
I'm like, I never knew that man.
Depart from me, ye that work iniquity.
The Lord said, depart from me because you're not keeping my law. You're not doing the will, man.
Right.
You find an excuse according to your will. Bring it up.
This is Revelations chapter 22 and verse 11.
Bring it out.
He that is unjust, let him be unjust still.
Right.
And he which is filthy, let him be filthy still.
Right.
And he that is righteous, let him be righteous still. And he that is holy, let him be holy still.
What that said is, if you can't get it, leave them behind. If you filthy, there ain't no time to force it on them. It's the last time. This is the fourth quarter, man. It's 10 seconds to go on the shot clock. We don't have time to be going back and forth with the non-elect, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Bring that up.
Luke chapter 6 verse 36. 46.
Shake, man. Damn shake.
And why call ye me, Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?
What the Lord say?
Why call ye me, Lord, Lord, and do not the things which I say?
They call upon the name of the Lord, Lord, and they don't do the things the Lord say, man. Give me Matthew 19 and 16. Let me get Matthew 19.
Matthew chapter 19 verse 16.
Right.
And behold, one come and said unto him, Good master, What things shall I do that I may have eternal life?
This man came to Jesus and said, how do I get eternal life? Go on.
And he said unto him, why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, and that is God. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Do what?
Keep the commandments.
He said, keep the commandments if you want the kingdom, man. It ain't that deep. You got to keep the law, man. Yahweh told the woman that sinned, he said, go and sin no more. He told them about the Pharisees, do as they say, but not as they do. So he told you all throughout the scriptures to keep the law, man.
This is the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 15.
Right?
If ye love me, keep my commandments.
That's it. If you love the Most High, keep the commandments, man. It don't get no more deeper than that. And